Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. I am absolutely thrilled that you are joining me today in our very first episode, by the way. It's been about 2 years of saying, we're going to launch a podcast. I'm going to launch a podcast. We're doing this, but it's not the right time. And then a year of planning and thinking of what is the best way, best topics that we can serve you so that you can improve and become the optimal leader of your life. In today's episode, we are going to talk about signs that you are ignoring your dreams or putting them in the back burner, what your dreams can look like in various areas of your life, how they positively impact your leadership, and where to take it from there once you're already on the dreaming bandwagon. I wanted to start off with this topic because anytime that I do a training, coaching, courses, I like to set a ground like a roadmap of where we can go with the topic. And I believe that dreams are one of those crucial topics that are so overrated slash underrated. And let me explain to you exactly what I mean when I say that. If you were to think about a toddler, right? We always like to encourage them. If we have healthy relationships with toddlers, we like to encourage them to dream and to aim high and the sky's the limit, and we just, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they're like, superhero, astronaut, like the community's best first responder. And it's so amazing to see, because whenever you ask them, their face just lights up. Their eyes are so excited and they share with you. They dress up and they have this vivid imagination of what this can be. And we love to see it. We love to see those positive relationships that are empowering children. But then somewhere down the line, something happens, right? You get to your teenage years. Some people don't even make it that far. And all of a sudden, you have to be realistic. What is that about? Realistic. And I understand that being realistic is important in the process that we, you know, take in our journey, in our goal setting. That's something that I am an advocate for, taking intentional action. We will talk about that later. But in reality, it becomes the opposite of what these children are taught or what they see on Disney movies and in cartoons and what they hear in stories and fairy tales. All of a sudden, you can't do everything. You can't be everything. You have to stick to what you're good at. And I'm sorry, but I think that sticking to what we're good at in, 13, 14, 18 even, it's just sometimes robbing us from the potential that we have in other areas of our life. And suddenly, if you're not good at math, you can't be an engineer. And if you're not good at school, you're never going to earn money. And if you're not good at a certain sport, you're never going to reach a high level of performance and execution in that and personal goals that you have. And honestly, for me, if you were to ask me, I think it's so wrong and so twisted because we are sending very contradicting messages very early on in life. And I understand that a toddler or a 2 year old, 3 year old is very different than a 13, 18-year old, but it's still the same concept. And even within our communities, you're now kind of pulled in the direction where you're encouraged to do what you are quote unquote good at. And sometimes that is way far away from your dreams. So that is why I say it's so overrated, because we talk about social media, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook. We are bombarded with positive messages all the time, all these beautiful quotes and all these phrases, and people trying to help you be the best that you can be and sharing positive messages and thoughts. And I love it. However, are we actually acknowledging and reading and allowing those messages to enter our subconscious mind? Or are we just hitting like and moving on and not doing anything about it when it comes to our personal life? It's something that is very important for you to acknowledge. And what are some signs for you right now that you can listen to or pay attention to, right? Little kind of like flags, red flags, green flags, all color flags that you can pay attention to in your journey that will indicate if you are allowing your dreams to go to waste, be completely ignored? Are you putting them in the back burner? There's so many ways that we can take this. For instance, if you are going to bed feeling unfulfilled, feeling completely exhausted, tired, fatigued, and deep inside you're thinking, God, another day. All this work for what? Or if you're thinking, this isn't even where I want it to be, that's not even what I want to do. If you're not going to bed feeling like, yes, another day down, we got that, that was amazing, then we have some room for exploration here, because it means that there's something that is not being fulfilled. There is a cup in your life. We have multiple cups. There is a cup in your life that is not being filled and fueled with the potential that it could be fueled with. So it's something to pay attention to. If you are on social media or even just with day-to-day relationships and you see other people and you think, wow, I'd trade, a weekend with them, when it comes to our lives. I want some of what they have, whatever it is, whether it's their career or their relationships or their travels or their lifestyle or the way that they, have financial success. Or there's just so many ways. Think about, what are those things that you look at other people and you think, that must be nice. If you ever feel jealous of other people, it's a very ugly feeling, very down there in our, vibrational system. If we feel that sense of jealousy of, I wish I had what they have, why can't I have that? Right? It is an indicator that you are living a life to a fraction of your potential. Now, I share this with you not for you to feel poorly about yourself, not for you to feel badly, not for you to be like, well, that's that. Thank you, Claudia. That's all I needed to know. Let's go. No, I want you to actually pay attention to that, acknowledge it, and be so, so thankful that you are now in the know of, hold on, maybe it's not exactly what Claudia said, but I kind of feel something along the lines, right? Maybe what I just said gave you another idea, and you realize that somewhere down the line, something changed, and you would like to pick that up. Now, it doesn't matter how right now, it doesn't matter if you have the tools or the resources of the time or whatever the case may be. Let's talk about just the idea that there are dreams that we've had before that go unfulfilled and ignored. And what can these dreams look like? It's very important that we pay attention to this, because one thing that I see a lot, people talk about New Year's resolutions. And I, as a mindset coach, I am not a proponent of of New Year's resolutions. Mindset resolutions. Mindset resolutions. All right, let's get to that. But New Year's resolutions, maybe not. And I'm going to tell you why. Because more often than not, it's like standing on a starting line and looking at everybody around you and asking them, okay, what pace are you going to run at? How fast are you going to go? What are you going to do? And they're going to tell you their strategy, and you're going to do what they want to do, or what they think they want to do. And then you're going to feel discouraged because that was not for you. Okay. So anything that comes down to, goal setting for your weight loss or your finances, or what you want to do with your life that year, I suggest that you focus it on yourself. So whenever we talk about these dreams, it's about more than one thing. I always like to share this with you. And if you listen to any other content that I've put out there, or podcasts that I've been on, or, speeches, keynotes, you'll hear me say every now and then, you are more than one thing. You are more than a person who is a CEO, or a team member, or a parent, or a spouse, or somebody who's in a relationship. You are more than a daughter, or a son, or a sibling, or somebody who does something in the community. You are more than one thing. You are more than an athlete. You are more than that one thing. There are many things that make you who you are. And this is why it's so important for you to address your 5 areas of wellness, which we will tap into further down the line in our journey here at the podcast, but also your multiple areas of personal development. When I talk about personal development, I am not talking about reading personal development books and listening to the amazing Tony Robbins. I am talking about various areas of your life that truly impact who you are and what you do and how you show up for yourself. When it comes to these dreams, it doesn't always have to be those amazing homes that we see on Selling Sunset, right? If you watch Netflix, if you watch that show, they have amazing homes. And I watch it because they have, just the real estate in that is just wonderful. But it doesn't have to be $40 million homes or $2 million cars. It could be something different for you than anybody else. So let's think about your health. What does your health look like right now? What would you like for it to look like? What did you imagine your health was going to be? And maybe sometimes down the line with your schedule and your responsibilities, you perhaps neglected it, right? It doesn't have to be that you need to be somebody who is on stage showing off their amazing body and competing, but maybe you just want to make sure that whenever you go to the doctor, you get a good report and you want to be able to go back to the doctor and say, hey, look, I did it because I've taken care of myself with a good nutritional lifestyle and good choices that are keeping me active, right? Or perhaps your relationships. You are so focused on being a leader in your career, in your business, in your professional endeavors that perhaps you have forgotten about really nurturing and feeding and fulfilling those healthy relationships that also play a huge part and a very important role in your life. Perhaps it's been past experiences that have made you go under your little shell, kind of like hide under a rock and do what you do best, which is your career, or vice versa. And it's so important for that. What kind of lifestyle do you want to have? Look at the lifestyle that you have right now. Are you giving yourself the time to fulfill multiple things, to have a personal life and a professional life? Or are you just kind of having either or, right? So there's so many things that play a very crucial, vital part in your day to day, in your dreams and your goals. And I invite you to explore what that is for you. Because what's going to happen is that if you're thinking, really, Claudia, I mean, you just told me that we are encouraging 3-year-olds to dream, and I am blank years old, or this is my age. Why would I do this? Like, I'm so far along in my career, or yeah, I already got X amount of degrees, or my expertise is in this, and dreaming about this other thing isn't going to help me right now. It's going to be okay. Let's just take it back a little bit. Whenever you dream again, I want you to think about the courage, the guts that it takes to do that. Because 98% of people leave this gorgeous, amazing world that we have without accomplishing their dreams. I want you to think about that one thing that you would really like to embody, see in your life, whether it's to achieve it, to have it, to become it. Pursuing that, igniting your dreams, creating that burning desire of why not me? Let me see how far I can take this. I always say this on social media, hashtag, let's see how far I can take this. It's like my little self motto. It gives me the courage to be brave and just let's see, let's just try it. Whenever you have this mindset, you are going to unlock and unleash a surplus, an abundance of creativity, of positive energy, of leadership that is going to inspire, that is going to radiate onto others, whether you are a team of one or a team of 100,000 or more. It's going to create an impact. Because believe me, people want to follow people who believe in themselves, who believe in others, who have a growth mindset, an abundance mindset. They are different. We'll talk about that later. It's something that is magnetizing in the best way possible. So, yes, having those dreams about getting your health in place or your finances in place or your career in a place where you can only dream about sometimes, or your relationships, your personal relationships in place, believe me, that is going to impact you in other areas of your life. Your leadership, not only with yourself, your self leadership, but also the leadership that you have with other people. And I want to invite you to explore that. Whenever we tap into dreams, it's something that is going to allow us to expand. We later are going to turn them into goals and an action plan. And that is exactly where you take it from there. If you say, okay, Claudia, dreaming is nice, having all these thoughts is nice, but where do I go from there? I mean, is really dreaming going to help me? What is it going to do for me? Here's the thing. You can dream and it can turn into wishful thinking. You can be completely delirious and delusional because you never do anything about it, which lowers your confidence and your trust in yourself. Not going to help anybody. Or you can take it the positive way. You can turn it into goals and do something about it. I had a coach. She was my high school coach when I was 14, 15 years old. And I went from being the slowest person on the team, I kid you not, I was the slowest person on the team, to being the third best girl on the team. And we accomplished great things that year that I didn't even know existed. I was just a freshman, a rookie, think of it this way, just running, doing what I did best and what I love to do. It was 6 a.m. We had just finished practice. She pulls me aside. I'm, panting, panting, panting. We just did intervals, my favorite thing ever. And she says, sweetie, you have a lot of potential right now. What I see is big for you in the future. I want to encourage you to not have dreams. Dreams stay dreams. Have goals. Goals become a reality. Mind you, I'm 14, 15 years old. I am extremely exhausted after a very hard workout, but somehow it impacted me so much. And it's been engraved in my mind ever since. So even though my first episode here on Mindset Mike podcast is about dreaming, I am going to encourage you to write down those dreams and take them somewhere. Do not allow yourself to sit on them the way that perhaps you have sat on some goals for years and years and years. For me, a definition of a dream, you'll see it on my website. I've said it before. A dream is a glimpse of what your life can become if you use the tools you have been equipped with wisely. Tools, use them. They're there for you. You're not going to have all of them. There are going to be some that you need and you haven't acquired them. There are going to be some things that you don't know what you don't know until you know. But you will only get to that point whenever you take action, when you take that first step. I want to encourage you today, right now, to take that first step, to be brave, to have courage, and to say, why not? Let's see how far I can take this. Allow yourself to go, to be, give yourself one opportunity, because you do not know what that one opportunity can do for you tomorrow, a year from now, 10 years from now, and you get the point. I will tell you a little bit about how this has impacted me as the podcast progresses. I'm not going to share my life story with you on day one, but it's something that I'm very excited to support you with. I have 10 years of experience in this, and nothing makes me happier than to see other people feeling as fulfilled the way that I have felt in my life. Thank you for joining me. It has been an absolute pleasure to serve you today. I have left some awesome free coaching resources in the description notes below. Check them out. Message me, say hello, let me know how I can better serve you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.